Okay, this is part 3 of my wallpaper journal tutorial. It's been a while since I've been able to actually sit down and get this tutorial done. So I already not really, almost completed, I guess, this wallpaper journal. So if you look back at my part 1 and 2 videos, you'll see that the process of me putting this together. And during the last week, I have been working on this and just decided I'm just gonna keep working on it until it's done. So I have been doing that. So I have binded this journal. I sewed in the signatures. It's got 2 signatures, and I'll do a little flip through and then we'll kind of start working on the other one. But we'll save that to the end and we'll get right into this one. So this one we're going to do a little bit differently. I'm not going to sew the signatures in. I don't think I am. No, we're going to tie them in this time. But before I do that, I am going to use a little bit of duct tape to reinforce the spine. Now you don't have to do this, but I don't know. I like using duct tape. I don't know why. I just kind of like, I guess, the look of it. So I'm just gonna put that in, and I like the boldness of this black against and the contrast against the bright colors. So because this is a wallpaper journal, I'm always a little bit worried that the paper could split. So this just helps me to keep it in place. Where's my scissors? I'm just gonna snip that part off. So the joys of doing things different. There's always little hiccups that happen here. So let me just fix this. Okay, there we go. Again, I like imperfection in that sort of grungy look, so it doesn't have to be perfect. There. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. I like that boldness. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is grab my signatures here. So I put together 2 signatures. I forget how many pages are in here, but I don't want the journal to be too chunky, so that's why I'm only picking 2. So I think I'll do this one in the front, and this one will go here. So I'm gonna grab some. I forgot to grab my yarn, so let me go grab my yarn here. And okay. I'll pick out some yarn here for binding this. And so this one is I sewed these signatures in, and then I put the duct tape over top. And then in the middle I just wrapped some yarn around just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And I also wanted to add some of that really cool fuzzy fringe in there. and I really like that. So I'm gonna use the same kind of yarn, which is this, like, I don't know what you call this kind of yarn, but I really love it, and it's got a little bit of sparkle in there. So we are gonna take out some of this. I'll find the middle here. And the good thing about not sewing signatures in is you can add and remove things more easily, right? And I used to always do my junk journals like this, and then I quit doing it. So it's kind of nice to come back to it again. And I hear a door opening behind me, and it's my son getting up, so just don't mind that. Okay, there we go. So I usually do a couple lines like so, and then we'll just tie it off at the top here. Tie it a little tight, but not too tight where it's gonna like make a big dent in the journal. But okay, because this, even though we reinforced it with the duct tape, if you tie it too tight, it's gonna kind of push in, if that makes sense. Like it's gonna it just might kind of wreck your journal there, so just be careful. Okay, so there's signature 1 in, and we'll go to the next one. Another cool thing about tying your signatures in like this is that you can pull the whole page out and work on it and then stick it back in. So, okay. So here we go. I have so much work to do, you guys, so I'm just trying to get things done. After I post, I'm going to be doing this video and then one on how to make mini Cookum dolls. After, hang on, I lost my thread. Let's do this again. Okay, there we go. So after I do these 2 videos, I'm going to take a little break from videos just so I can get caught up on some other things. I have a lot to do, a lot. And I have to drive to Calgary this week, which is a 2.5-hour drive, because my grandson has a medical appointment there, because in Rocky, they don't have all the services here. A lot of times you get sent to Red Deer, or if they don't have what we need, then we need to travel to Calgary. So we are going to be doing that this week, and that always throws a wrench in my plans, because then I have to, like, that's a full day on the road, and then I can't do any art, and my husband's not been well, so he usually helps with a lot of that stuff, but he can't, and it's kind of a pain in the butt, but that's life, right? Okay, so there's that. And another thing I like to do is I'll take, so once I tie those signatures in, what I like to do is I'll take another string, and then I'll just weave this underneath all of that yarn, bring it up to the top, and then tie another knot there, so then I have another extra fringe. So there you go. I love that. It looks really good. And I really love this kind of yarn. Okay, of course you can add more yarn to it if you like. But what I think I'm gonna do is, just to add a little bit more black into my background, I'm just gonna do a few more like dots here to kind of tie in more of the black. Okay. Put a few more here. That looks pretty good. And then I'll do a couple on the back here. I just love that contrast. Looks so nice. Okay, there we go. All right, so there we have our signatures binded in. So now you can start kind of doing things to your journal. So you could add pockets here or back here. You could, and of course I always decorate a page in my journals. So maybe I'll do a quick flip through of this one now, just to, because now that's the fun part, right? And every journal I make is always a little bit similar but different. So with this one, I added this bead. Let's see. It says safe, and I got this from a dictionary. Safe, free from harm. And then it's got a little key and a little charm that says create on there. Then this little tassel has a bunch of different fabrics that I use in the journal, and just the colors kind of go with the journal, right? And there's the duct tape. There's the brad I used with the little rhinestone. And then I put the word safe there. There's the back. There's the closure that it is glued in. And then I had this long piece of blue fabric, but it was kind of boring. So I added some different bits and pieces of that Sacred Blessed fabric. And this is that ribbon skirt scrap fabric there. And then I added this collaged circle tile that I made that says okay. So that's on the inside. I didn't really do anything there. Here's the tag that you get. And I made this little butterfly altered paper clip. So that goes there. And we'll flip through. There's a little pocket with a bunch of, I was cleaning out my ephemera, trying to get rid of some of my ephemera. So I really tried to pack in as much as I could into this small little pocket. I have a lot of ephemera that I'm trying to clear out, so I'm being very generous in my journals with that. There's the center spread. Another pocket. So this one has some of my personal paper dolls. So you get an original art paper doll. This is a doodle that I made when I was practicing how to do illustrations from several years ago. So I thought, oh, I might as well just cut them up and put them in my journals for other people who might enjoy them. Then you get couple faces, couple paper dolls. Okay. And one of my whimsical book page birds. Of course, you'll have to decorate it, the wing and the eye. You'll have to add eyes and all that, but that's my last one of the book page birds. I'm gonna have to make more of those. That's a wallpaper heart that I made out of that wallpaper that I got. So I'm throwing in just a little fabric scrap pack. So you're gonna get a little bit of fabric swatches from my stash because I'm getting new blessed fabric in. I have to pick it up on Thursday when I'm in Calgary. So I'm excited about that. Okay, so here's the original mixed media art piece that you get. It's a little fox medicine doll, brave child, trust the journey. It's just a simple piece, but super cute. Okay, and here's the altered jumbo size paper clip that you get with this journal. I really love this one. I debated keeping it for myself, but did I keep one for myself? No, I don't think I did. I need to, oh wait, let me just check. I can't remember. This is my personal junk journal. I don't think I kept one for myself. I'm keeping this altered paper clip for myself. So Sasquatch. That one is mine because it's my first banner style. So I think the next batch of jumbo size altered paper clips, I'm going to keep one from that batch. And then I threw in, I got these cards when I was at a local charity garage sale here in Rocky Mountain House. The Teachings of Abraham Wellbeing cards. So I've decided to start adding those to my junk journal. So this journal is going to get this one. Through the corridor of my joy is the pathway to my desire. Most say, when I get that, I will be joyful. But you must be joyful first. You must start with a determination that I will not settle for less than feeling good. And I thought that was a really good message for this journal because this journal is intended for somebody who's kind of gone through a lot, who's maybe is struggling with feeling safe in the world, who needs to connect with the source of their being, right? Which is why I put that bead on there that says safe from harm. And there's a little key, right? And oh, also on here is another key that says heart on it, right? I think that's one of the Tim Holtz keys. Just to remind you to go within your heart and stop, get out of your head, go into your heart and listen, you know? So that's that. And then I had found this picture in a magazine of Marilyn Monroe. So I just threw that in there. I'd done some circle punches on some of my papers that I had sprayed with Distress alcohol ink sprays and other random papers that I punched with the circle punch. And then I just did kind of like a little layout there. There's a piece of a children's book page. Did some more spraying there. There's a sticker pack. Let that be a surprise. Did another little altered fabric scrap paper clip there. I like this picture of the fox putting salt. He's got his salt and pepper on the chick. Yeah, and then you get one of these altered this paper doll that I made, and it's actually backed on a piece of wood, the face, and there's the back, and I've signed it and dated it, and it's got some of the blessed fabric that I like using, and I think it turned out really cute. And so again, I'm trusting I'm safe, I'm trusting I'm okay, right? I'm trusting that Spirit has my back, right? So that's kind of the message of this book. And then some more of that blessed fabric I made into a pocket, and I put some of that blessed fabric as a trim there and here. So yeah, so that is done and ready to go, and I'm asking $125, and that includes shipping. So if you're interested in this journal, go. Let me know. I do have PayPal if you're out of Canada. If you're in Canada, you can certainly use PayPal, but I also have Interact e-transfer, so yeah, so that, and then my logo on the back as always. And then yeah, so I just want to show you how I bind this one. I will start working on how to decorate. I will start decorating this. So this part 3 is obviously a little bit short because I'm just kind of running out of time to get things done. So the main parts of the wallpaper journal video is, I'll just do a flip through while I'm talking. The main parts of how to make wallpaper journal are in the part 1 and 2 videos anyways. So if you want to see how I made this, how I got to this stage, go back to my part 1 and 2 videos. And if you're like really disappointed and you're like, oh, I really want to see you decorate your junk journal, I suppose I could make a video on decorating this. So you'll see that I used a lot of the sprays on a lot of these pages. That was part of me decorating the pages. And I use a variety of different things, right? That's a old calendar. That's a coffee dyed paper that I got from the thrift store. So the original book was on practicing how to do different kinds of handwriting. So I coffee dyed those pages. This one I just stamped with some flowers on it. Another old calendar. This is from a coloring book. This is from a children's book. This is my grandson's, some of his homework that he brings home. I don't let my kids do homework. I tell their teachers every year that they do enough work at school and they don't need to bring home homework. So I tell them to their face, if you send my kid home with homework, they're not doing it, just so you know. I say it in a nice way though. I really love how that spray kind of gives a little bit of a sparkly effect. There we go. Just love that. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Okay. So what would I do next when it comes to making this journal? Just making sure I'm still recording because my videos have a tendency to cut off. Okay, the next part I would do is I would do a mixed media spread. So I would find a nice page that I liked, and I would do some mixed media. And I usually like to do something plain Jane, like this kind of page. And I guess I could kind of start one just to show you quickly what I would do. And I'm just grabbing any kind of paper. This is just tissue paper. And I'll just rip this up, take my glue stick, and then just start get my background started. Okay, and then there we go. So that's good enough. And then I would do either some acrylic paint. Usually I do acrylic paint because I just like using acrylic paint. I'll just take a little bit on my finger and I'll just kind of cover up those white spots. Okay, and I do it pretty thin so that it dries pretty quick, and then if it's too thick, I just take some of it off with another piece of paper. So I'll show you in a minute. Okay. There. Okay. All right. So I just do that, and then I let it, well, I don't have another paper, so I won't do it now, but I'll let that dry, and then I'll come in and I'll do some stamping. I'll take like my archival ink, and I'll take some kind of stamp. So like, here's a word stamp. Once this dries, I would stamp that, you know, different areas. I would find a focal point. So I would go into my stash here of goodies and, you know, find a little focal point for this piece. Could it be a monster? Could it be like a wolf? I think this one needs one of my girls, so I would find a face that I like and I would put it on there. So let's use one of these faces, maybe, or no, let's use this one just because it's right there and I felt drawn to this one. Which reminds me, I need to make new faces. I've been using the same faces for years. It's time to refresh my faces and make some fresh ones, new ones. Okay, so this is still a little damp. Where's my blow dryer? It's pretty good. So let's do our ink. Now normally I would stick a paper here to protect it. I guess I could use my canvas here. Okay. But my papers are way over on the other side of the room because I have a new my new table is for junk journal supplies, so all my papers are over there now. Okay, that's good enough. And then I take the face, and then I take now I know I had in here, okay, these don't belong in here, just doesn't belong in here. That doesn't belong. That doesn't belong. That doesn't belong. Okay. Or that. Okay. Or these ones. But this one could possibly make a good... Okay, so I got cut off of my video, so here we go. So I already put the body, the wings, and the face on here. And now I'm just going to use my ballpoint pen just to kind of outline this girl here, this butterfly girl. Now just in a different face. I just wanted to make sure it was a different face. I didn't mean to make that so dark and thick right there, but that's okay. And go right up. I am really trying to not pause so much when I'm talking in these videos, because I have a habit of speaking and then my brain just freezes and I stop talking. So my new thing is to just keep speaking and letting just things come out of my mouth naturally. See, there you go again. All right. I don't really have anything to say there anyways. I was just, I think, habit. Okay. Now we go underneath the chin. Okay. And you can go around the face too. Trying to stay in frame. Apologize if I'm going out of frame. Like I said before, I really suck at making videos, but I'm trying to improve the lighting. The echo in here can't help until I get some rugs in here. All right. So now I'm just gonna do, I like doing this, just adding a little bit of an outline, like loose around. And I'll even do that to the antenna. And that's it. And then all it needs is a little inspirational word like courage, which I think that's the one we're gonna do because it's the one I pulled out of my little box over here on the side that has all my inspirational words. And we're just gonna do this, courage. Should I do it down here? I'll do it down here. Where did I just put my glue stick? Here it is. Jeez. Slow down, Shelly. Slow down. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm just going to take my acrylic paint pen here. You could use a Sharpie too. And I'm just going to go around and just give it, oops, kind of went over the page there a little bit, but that's all right. And just give it a little bit of a frame. Just going to frame it out. Like so. Okay. And then, of course, one of my favorite things to do is do some dotting. Okay. There we go. Wait, one more there. All right. And then last thing to do is just sign it S. May for Shirley Rose May. And that is it. That's the original mixed media art creation. And of course you could dress this up more, like there's a little diamond. Let's put a little diamond on her because she's a diamond. We're all diamonds, right? There we have it. So that's the next thing I would do in a completed, like a freshly made binded junk journal. And then I would just start going through it and adding things like I did with this other journal that I just made, right? I would, you know, make a jumbo altered paper clip. I would make some other altered paper clips as well for adding things to this journal. And so do I even have any more? Let's look. Yes, I do. Look. So I am going to plan to do a tutorial on these one day. Is it going to be this week? I don't know, but I do need to finish this journal, so it'll be soon, but I just don't know when. So I'll do that. And then, does this one have any envelopes in it? I can't remember if I put any envelopes in here. I think yeah, right here. So then I would put stuff in these pockets as well. One of the things I like to do with these pockets is take my circle punch. This one kind of has a bit of a scallop edging on it. And I like to do a little punch there because then it clearly pops out where the thing is, if that makes sense. And then the other pockets on this side, we do the same thing. Okay. So that'll be another thing I do is add some of the ephemera. So this one will get, am I still recording? Good. This one will get, you know, a couple paper faces. One of my old doodles or, yeah, practice illustrations. That's going to go in there. I'll throw in one of my paper dolls, one of those ones. Here's another paper doll. It's a bigger one. Let's see here. Throw in one of my old business cards. This has my old logo on it. I've just been trying to get rid of them. It's got my cell, but I give my cell to everybody. So that will go in there. Those make great little ephemera pieces. I have some of these bigger faces too that I'm kind of trying to get rid of them because I don't use them that much. What else do we have in here? What else do we have in this little here's a grandmother owl. We can stick that one in there. Here's a little wolf guy. And let's see here. I definitely need to replenish this. Some couple feathers. That's with my grandmother owl ephemera, a paper doll ephemera, or digital printables, I mean. There's another big face. Let's stick that in there. And let's do maybe one more thing. Here, I'll throw in one of my medicine grandmother turtle medicine wheel things. You know what I mean. Let's throw in an eagle too. Why not? There we go. So there's a nice pocket ready to go. And I did this on my in the other journal I just made. So I'm going to do it in this one too. And just put a little sticker down. This one says everything will be okay. I'm going to put that one right here. And that actually looks really good with that pocket. And then I do, of course, one of these really loose frames that just really, I think, provide some more visual interest. There. So then I will fill up the other pocket with ephemera that's not my personal artwork. I'll add a sticker pack to here. I'll do the jumbo altered doll paper clip, and then I'll also include a personalized altered doll. I will add a closure to this. So this one, I'm just actually going to tie a closure on. So let's see here. I am going to grab some scrap fabric, if I can find some in this bin. Here's a nice yellow one, but is that going to be, I don't know, I think it needs to be pink. I'm feeling pink on this one. Let's find some pink. Here's a nice, pretty pink, but it's not long enough. So we gotta find a nice piece of fabric that's gonna be long enough. And I think I'm gonna have to go digging. I can't find, oh wait, how about this one? Okay, guys, so this is another part of the video because I got cut off yet again. I did end up taking a strip off of that fabric that I found. This is the Jackie Travers Indigenous, or Ojibwe Florals, I should say. It's actually a leftover ribbon skirt scrap, and look how gorgeous it is. So it's a perfect fit for this journal. So the next thing that I'm going to be doing, so I just tied it on to my side here, and it's removable, so whoever purchases this, they can take it off if they don't like it. And I just tied it around. I added one of my logos, art by the Métis Mama, guided by spirit, made with love. And that's her holding a bundle of sage. It's one of my art pieces. So and then I picked out this homemade fabric bead that I made. It's actually also made with some doll scraps that I use. So all my scraps that I make when I do doll making get saved. So that is one of the scraps. And it just says, I am. And it says love down here. So I thought that'd be a perfect charm for the side of this journal. So I got to work on that, but I'm not going to do a video on that. What else? Yeah, so I'll just go through the journal and I'll add things. I trimmed this closure, and with the leftover trim, I made an altered paper clip to add to the journal as well. So those are some of the steps that I do when I'm making these journals. And yeah, I'll just end up, the next things that I do are just go through the journal and see, do I want to add a pocket here? You know, do I want to add a journal card? Which, by the way, I need to make more journal cards. Do I want to decorate more of the pages? Are they decorated enough? You know, I filled up that pocket, but I need to still fill up the other pockets. Yeah, so I also been wanting to start doing altered dolls in each of my, or paper dolls in each of my journals, like I did in this journal. So on the back, in the very back, I made that little paper doll. So I'll make one of those for the journal too. So, you know, I'm really trying to personalize my journals a lot more. So that is what I'm going to do. So anyways, that's it. I'm wrapping this video up so I don't get cut off yet again. And yeah, hope that answers any questions anybody had or inspires people that are watching on ideas of things that they could do with their journals. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and please comment if you have any questions or any feedback. Thanks for watching.